Hello, my name is Kayla Selinsky, and I am head of school for Macbeth Academy. Macbeth Academy is an online K through 12 school who specialize in hands-on empowering education for all kids. We are based out of Irvine, California, and the goal for these office hours is to help parents and administrators learn more about what online education can be and how wonderful it can be. This week, we have a question from a mom in Trenton, New Jersey that says, what should I look for in an online education program? Before we get started, if you like this video, please subscribe. Please click that little bell so that you can get notifications of new videos. All right. So this is actually a really big question. I get asked a lot. When looking into an online program, just know that not all online programs were created the same. Whether it's tutoring, an online school, or some kind of supplemental program, I look at it as the very first thing that you should think about is the program student-centered? What does student-centered mean? Student-centered means, as opposed to teacher-centered. Teacher-centered means that the teacher is guiding all of the learning. The teacher is lecturing at the child. The student doesn't have as much student choice, and there's not a lot of kind of give and take when it comes down to the student. Student-centered, which is where online education thrives, is when a child gets a say in what they're learning. The child gets a say in how they learn, if they are a hands-on learner, or if they learn better with visual, audio visual, if we are incorporating their interest into the actual class. That is student-centered, and that is where you see the most success, especially when the online space, where a lot of kids, they kind of zone out if there are too many distractions around. You want to grab their attention with what you know that they're already interested in. So the very first thing you're going to look for in an online program is the curriculum student-centered, or is there some kind of element of the curriculum that's student-centered? The second thing that I look for in an online, or I always recommend for parents when looking into an online program, is there some kind of a social-emotional component? Social-emotional learning, is that incorporated, or SEL? Is that SEL incorporated into the curriculum? What is SEL? SEL is self-awareness, it's emotional management, it's social awareness, and it's also teaching kids relationship skills as well as a lot of other things. But the focus with SEL, especially now during COVID, during our crisis, is that kids, more than just like social awareness and skills, they need to learn how to manage their emotions. And it doesn't have to be like an emotions lesson, but SEL should be weaved and intertwined into all of the curricula, especially for K-5, for younger kids. Kids need to learn how to manage their emotions. In the online space, it's a completely different context, so having SEL incorporated into the online curriculum is extremely important. This can go into the formal curriculum, or this can be a warm-up, or it can really look a lot of different ways for a lot of different teachers. But as a parent, you would want to ask, is there some kind of SEL component in the online curriculum? The third thing that I suggest as a parent or as an administrator looking into a strong online program is there a nice balance between high tech and low tech? What exactly does that mean? High tech is what we're doing right now. We're on the computer. It's very much, it's very digital communication. You need Wi-Fi and a computer in order to communicate together, right? Low tech would be if I go to my kitchen and I get a bowl and some salt and some water and I do a solvent solute experiment. Very low tech. I don't need a laptop for that. Online learning, believe it or not, does not mean that you have to be sitting in front of a computer for 8 hours. Online learning, if you are going to kind of evaluate the strength of an online program, you're going to want to look for a wonderful balance between high tech and low tech learning. Is there a general understanding of the efficacy or effectiveness of the online program to where when the children are in the lesson, it can be high tech? maybe they can have like a breakout session where they're doing a little bit more hands-off, like offline work. What does that mean? Maybe there can be a breakout session where the children are creating something. It could be writing in a notebook. It could be making some kind of a science experiment. It could be practicing lines, but there has to be some kind of an element. As a parent, as an admin, we're looking for that balance between low tech and high tech. And that is where you're going to see very strong, a lot of strength in an online program. The next thing that I look for is thinking about how exactly does the program deal with different types of learning. So what does that mean? So as I kind of alluded to before, children have different learning styles. Some are kinesthetic learners, some have to have movement in order to learn. Some are auditory learners, some are very visual. I'm an auditory learner. If I listen to it, I can hear it, I can remember it. And some kids are a mixture of all three, and some kids have no idea what their strengths are, or so it's up to us as educators to find that out. So as I mentioned in the last video, we want to do the student interest inventory to figure out where they learn best. As parents and admins, the focus for trying to understand if an online program is strong is, does the program care about how the child learns? Because as we're learning in the online space, one size does not fit all in online education. So we have to figure out how does the child learn best? And a strong online program does that. The next thing is there some kind of a digital literacy component to the curriculum? So you're going to want to ask, yes, we're learning online, but is the child learning how to learn online? Okay, what does that mean? Is the child learning digital communication skills? Are they learning email etiquette or chat etiquette? Are they learning how to find credible information online, not just Google something and just kind of go with the very first thing? Are they learning how to be safe online? Are they learning how to gather culturally relevant information online? It's not just about sitting in front of a computer, but it's also learning how to learn effectively online. So an online program will need to, you're going to want to ask, do you teach my child how to be a good digital citizen? Let's see. And then finally, the last thing that I like to look for is really parent partnerships. So the idea is, are you as a parent being heard? And a lot of times, especially right now during COVID, we don't feel like, as I'm also a parent, you don't feel that your voice is being heard. But in the online space, your voice is extremely important because, the teacher is in front of the child part of the day, but you live with the child. So you know the child way better than any teacher does. And that goes for parents, guardians, caretakers, grandparents. We are all in this together. So if you're going to evaluate the online program, the goal is that we're all going to be working together. So you're going to ask about, does your program incorporate some kind of a parent partnership? And how is that partnership shared within the program itself? So it's beginning of the year, middle of the year, end of the year, how do you do it? So that kind of concludes my tips for how to evaluate a strong online program. If you're interested in learning more, please visit our website, Macbeth Academy's website, www.macbethacademy.org, to learn more about our school. And you can also go down to the very bottom and click to set up a meeting with me, and we can kind of talk. We can talk more about online programs and how to empower your child in our online program. Because, Macbeth Academy likes to help families like yours, and we help every family. So thank you so much for your time and for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. And next week, we're going to be having a series of guests that are creative educators. So stay tuned, and thank you so much for watching with Macbeth Academy. Take care.